into the final match of the day. Can BDS keep their major hopes alive? They've got to get through the blue wall to do it. Get up and get loud. It's game day.
Well, if BDS are going to do it, they're going to have to do it in the most difficult way possible. Karmine Corp waiting across on the field, and a Karmine Corp that seems to be motivated, Johnny, not just by championships and winning, but by maintaining this cross-regional rivalry that they seem to have with Gen G.
Yeah, if there was any thoughts that Vatira might go easy on his countrymen here and bring them to the major with him, those thoughts are now gone. Vatira has made his intentions pretty clear, and as expected, he wants to win. He always wants to win, and they're off a pretty bad start, actually, as Seiko top bins a shot from the halfway line. Love that pass from Monkeyman, called early, infield, off the sidewall. 1-0 BDS.
I think Exotic wasn't expecting that one to go in either. He just immediately pulled back. It is 1-0, and that is one of the players that we want to see step up here. Seiko had such an incredible season for himself in the 21-22 season, and was that player for BDS for Endpoint, and has not been that player since the World Championship victory. I'd love to see Seiko back to the performances that made him not just one of the best players, but a talisman for the squads that he was on.
Yeah, he's, I think, been in a bit of a slump recently, but I really do think it's mostly mental. I don't think Seiko's fallen off. I think he's just been struggling to get his head in the game. He's got another good look at goal there. This one saved by Itachi. Now back in field from Seiko to Monkeyman, backboard to Extra. He decides better not to go. Safe play there from Extra on the 1-goal lead.
It has been a bit of a prevailing thought for a couple of people. Oh, that's a horrific respawn. Almost put Vatira off. Is that if BDS gets that one big result for themselves, a regional win, anything, that might just be the monster returning, and they can do that over and over again. It's just a team that seems to have forgotten what it was like to be that winner, forgotten what they are capable of.
Yeah, of course, there's so many parallels often made between the struggles of BDS and the struggles of NRG, but although I think both teams are struggling mentally, you know, there's never been any questions about BDS style working in the meta. That's, I think, been the problem for their counterparts across the ocean. But BDS they're still, I think, perfect for the meta that's currently dominating Rocket League. They're actually the team that established the meta that's currently dominating Rocket League. Great pre-jump save there by Seiko. They're going to be tested here, though. I'm sure that if they get a win here today, I expect it's going to be a difficult, hard-earned win. Karmine Corp are going to bring them into deep water. BDS in deep water so far this split have not been swimming.
Well, for BDS, they have been the dominant team so far in this game, but that can change so quickly. Exotic knew where he wanted it, and Vatira happy to deliver.
And Seiko just couldn't turn quickly enough there. He had to really just guess where Exotic was coming from and just guess how soon Exotic would be on him there. Jumped a bit early and unfortunately covered the wrong bottom corner. It's a good pressure play there from Karmine Corp, who've been following up each other's setups extremely quickly, something that BDS really thrived with, a strategy that they thrived with all the way back when they had marked by 8 on the roster. Just very quick play as second man, even third man getting in the play. So this could be a very chasey game if it continues the way it is.
And it was a phrase that we said an awful lot last season, Johnny, that I'm going to bring back here when it comes to BDS, because when they're playing well, they play very well. But crisis management on them has been horrific. It tends to really capitulate when things start to go wrong. Got an awful lot of that yesterday when we had them on the mainstream up against G1, where it started off very well, and then things went bad to worse after every single mistake came in. Exotic looks for the player, Monkey Moon too elusive, and now Seiko with an opportunity. He goes low on the challenge, and Vatira does well.
It's a completely dead-even game, territorially dead-even game in terms of pace. Karmine Corp scoring that last goal. Now BDS a bit clumped up at the near post here. This is risky for BDS to all push out like this, but they have survived for now. I think so far, you'd have to say Karmine Corp look like the slightly better team. BDS are right there with them. It's not by much, but it's inevitable. Oh, look at this all of a sudden, though. Against the run of play, Extra snipes Seiko waiting in the middle.
That was just a mistouch from Itachi. needed to keep that one within his control, instead straight over into the path of extra. He's not going to have a look at that second time. Just like that, BDS have got the lead back and just need to hold on to it, and that kickoff certainly going to help. Exotic full control over the ball. Bring everyone up to date as well regarding how Europe is looking for top 5. Right now it is a 3-way tie. 2 of those teams above that tie are eliminated from this event. G1 will still play tomorrow. There is a possibility of a world where it's G1 versus BDS Grand Final. Winner is in, I believe, Johnny. Correct me now if that's wrong.
That is absolutely correct. In order to make the major at this point for BDS, they just have to simply outperform G1. G1 have already made the semi-final on their side of the bracket. That means that BDS at a minimum need to make the final as of right now. But of course, if G1 make the final before the BDS play tomorrow, then BDS need to win the whole thing. So it's all about, outperform G1. Oh, they're not going to get this one clear. Exotic capitalizes on some chaos at the near post once again. BDS all tangled up in the corner. And it's looked like a risky position every time they've ended up there. This time it does not work out well for them.
Yeah, that's just Itachi bullying everybody. Try to pass it off, Itachi's there. Try and get rid of the previous mistake, Itachi's there. Still trying to scramble, unfortunately for you, Itachi is still there. And he's still around in this play, actually, looking to try and get another setup. Monkey Moon recovers off his first touch. Seiko, one-on-one against Exotic, doesn't have much angle to work with. And just had to make sure that he didn't lose the challenge. And they're able to keep that ball out. 15 seconds left.
Well, you've got to think that Seiko, he had the run-ahead demo just waiting to happen. I don't know why he decided to play the ball. He could have just ran-ahead demo the goalie. Actually, that looked like it might have been somewhat available for BDS as well. A couple of opportunities squandered, and they do remain tied.
Monkey Moon trying to find one final opportunity for his squad, but instead, Karmine Corp happy to settle for overtime.
Looks like we're going to get mirrored kickoffs here, so we'll go relatively even. Monkey Moon looks quick, and he has all day with his aerial challenges, but no follow-up on that one for BDS. This same corner, this is the place where BDS have looked the most risky today. This back left corner, it seems like they're all gravitating to that area every now and then. And it just makes me nervous whenever I see that. All it takes is one 50-50 to go wrong and the whole team's out of the game. And Karmine Corp are always going to be quick to read those if you make that mistake.
Oh, extra he turns! And Seiko covers him just in time. Brilliant snipe, but instead off the back of Vatira. Just to finish. He's gonna do it every day. And it was just one misstep caused chaos.
A massive play from Itachi. He beats Monkey Moon to the ball, and that's a Monkey Moon who's looked very quick off the mark with his aerials today. Itachi dusts him and then gets the double tap off the ceiling to outplay the second defender as well. It's an Itachi 1v2 play that clutches it up for Karmine Corp. I mean, BDS, they don't look like they're in bad form today, Sugar. They look like they've really brought their best to the table for this match.
They look like they really could have done with anybody else in the bracket.
I think what we're seeing right now would probably have been enough to beat anyone else that we've seen today, although Oxygen's level is hard to gauge, given how easy their quarterfinal was. But yeah, Karmine Corp are just doing what Karmine Corp do. They've made every single regional grand final so far this season, and they don't want to miss the 6th in a row.
And I want to give full credit to Itachi in the way that he was attacking that last few moments of the game. He was the one that set up both the 3rd and the 4th goals for his squad. So Itachi dogged it. And this is following on from what we were saying in the last regional that they played in. Itachi has started to become that guy. More and more we see him on the field. He is becoming more and more of a presence.
And I like it for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because Itachi is, such a creative player. It's wonderful to see him in a more free role than he had in other teams he's played on, where he's had to be a bit more of a defensive player to balance out the aggressive teammates he's got. That's great to see from Itachi, but also it allows Vatira to do what he did best on Moist, on Team Keystone. That was be the defensive rock. Vatira doesn't, historically lead the attack. He follows up on the attack. So now Itachi leading the offense for KC, making those big mechanical plays. It just makes Karmine Corp even more scary than they were last split, in my opinion. I think this is the best version and the best iteration we've seen.
We're never going to question the mechanics of Exotic. He is unbelievable when he gets time on the ball, but for now, chooses just to try and see if he can put extra on the back foot. It's these exchanges that have primarily gone in the favor of Case.
Uh-oh.
The backboard, and it was a miss as well. You would have put money on Exotic finishing it.
Yeah, he's been clinical today. And that was a big let-off. BDS did not see it coming. You know, they've been right there with Karmine Corp so far this series, but if Karmine Corp get another game, it just looks like an impossible road back for BDS. I think this is a must-win game too. And, you know, like we keep talking about, if they don't win, we better see a timeout. If I see BDS wait until match point for a timeout, I don't know what I'm going to do, because every team that tries that doesn't work these days.
I'm still very annoyed at the Game 3 timeout in the previous matchup. That one's still sitting with me in Exotic. Not going to have to settle with remembering that double tap anymore. Gets the ball to land to him, and yet again, it's Itachi.
My. It's another 1v2 play from Itachi. He just outplays the whole team by himself. I mean, who catches the ball like this in the back corner? That's ridiculous. The BDS thought he'd made a mistake. They came in to take the ball from him. He still had it under full control.
So the BDS, this has just got from bad to worse. They have not played badly. But not playing badly is not good enough when you are taking on the regional powerhouses that are K-Corp. Itachi back down the line, and I'm already very worried for them because Itachi's done great in his positions. Exotic, for some reason, was also in the corner. Also managed to get themselves another opportunity out of it. Itachi up, wins the challenge. Who's the first to it? And Vatira comes in very late. Actually, he's left the goal open. Vatira, what was this decision?
Yeah, it's not a position you expect to see him making a mistake in. He's completely alone at the back, but he decided to just make the immediate play, which isn't always a terrible idea. I mean, sometimes that is the mind game. It's like, okay, the other team probably think he's not going to go, so I'm going to go and surprise them, but they were ready for it. BDS saw it coming. Vatira dives, does not make contact. Look at this, BDS have got another chance. Exotic gets it away.
And for BDS, this is not the time to wonder how that came your way. You now need to try and take advantage of it. You're back on an even playing field. Just keep the ball away from Itachi in the corner and you should be doing fine. Itachi then dives towards the ball, keeps the ball up. He's been outplaying everybody. Exotic to turn it in!
That's been the combination all day. Itachi just lobbing it up to Exotic, popping it infield to Exotic, off the backboard to Exotic. It's working wonderfully. Itachi, the playmaker for Karmine Corp. BDS have got to answer once again.
Just needs to worry every time Itachi's on the ball. Seiko takes the shot. Exotic, what a save.
Oh my.
Realized that the danger was available first time around. Couple of demos, opens up some space, popping the ball up. Itachi versus Extra. Good play from Extra to delay his attempt to challenge. And BDS are getting physical now in the backfield. They know that they need this next goal.
Yeah, they have to stay solid here. Their mentality's been in question. Even this weekend, oh, that's a double commit. As the communication falling apart for BDS, it's a problem we've seen all event and all split. BDS, when things go wrong, they go really wrong. Vatira gets a very easy goal there, but I mean, BDS, they've just fallen apart. The double commit was so unnecessary.
And it was off a mistake previously. That did give them their first goal. BDS need to clean this up here. They're not going to get two more mistakes from Karmine Corp. Extra has missed the ball on the wall. Monkey Moon has to trek back. Passed over to Seiko.
Oh.
He had that one read. Now the backboard for Vatira's got to get a good punch. He's done exactly that. Look at all the time killed, and now look at the reinforcements that have arrived. All because Vatira can get those sort of touches.
You just wait for a mistake from Karmine Corp and it never comes. Every time that one of them's been in a tricky position, they've not only made the save, they've then cleared the ball themselves, just with full control. We saw it from Exotic earlier, pre-jump save into clear. Now from Vatira, reading his own backboard, collecting the ball. They're just doing everything so consistently in defense. Compare that to BDS, who have at times looked a little bit out of position, and now for the third goal, completely misplayed. It's just it seems like an impossible task to beat Karmine Corp at the moment.
Yeah, Karmine Corp have been following their own... Oh, it does miss, but Unless BDS doesn't get something going very soon, it's probably not going to be all that consequential. Karmine Corp have sort of been following their own script throughout these events. Lose at some point during the group stage, and then just go ahead and everybody. Oh my goodness! Well, I feel bad that one's not gone in, because that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a great effort by Monkey Moon. He was trying to follow through that flip reset with a dunk, but Exotic has popped it wide of him. And another instance of brilliant defense from Karmine Corp's Exotic, who's having a great series for himself. He has just, in regulation time, dropped 909 points on BDS. In fact, he might get another one at the end. You're noticing, I think it's a 909-point game with no overtime. And I think correctly, unsurprisingly, BDS call a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, they have to at this moment in time. I really would not have begrudged them even to call it a cut time after game one, if I'm being honest, just for the way that one went down.
909,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
909 points against BDS in regulation. And it's not like the scoreline was 8-0 or something silly. This is just a 3-1 win. And he scored, he just got a hat trick. He just got 2 goals, 6 saves. But that is one of the most incredible point totals I've ever seen at a level like this, in an important series like this. Sometimes you see those numbers in, group stage against the lowest seed. Sometimes you see that when it doesn't really matter that much earlier in a tournament playing for seeding. But this is just incredible. Exotic, it probably wanted a little bit of the limelight, I suppose. We're talking too much about his teammates. Well, there you go, Exotic. I mean, incredible stuff.
Let's put it this way, and I'm going to preface this with, it's Vatira. The standard is very high, but this series has not been about Vatira at all up to this point. Game 1, Itachi. Game 2, Exotic.
Yeah.
Vatira made a mistake in that game that sticks out to me a little bit, but he also got a goal back. This has primarily been just a real glow-up for the teammates.
Well, I think Vatira definitely was. He was a standout player. He was doing everything for Karmine Corp in the first split of this season. But I love the restructuring they've gone for. Just letting Itachi, take the ball forward a lot more. We talk a lot about first man, second man, third man in Pro Rocket League. It's not like the positions are completely defined. That's not how it works. But what it does mean is that players will have tendencies and preferences. And for the first split, Vatira was very much a preferential attacker, leading the attack. He was the ball carrier, first man a lot. Now he's just taking a step back, letting Itachi cut rotation a lot in front of him and use his mechanical plays to cause some chaos that then Vatira can perfectly read. And I think it makes a lot of sense because Vatira is such a good midfielder, such a good defender. Just he's impossible to get the ball past in general. Yeah. It does happen occasionally. I mean, he got left in a 1v3 by his team there. Didn't make the right play. Happens. But yeah, Exotic's just peaked there. That's unbelievable. If he can keep doing that, I think this team will be the best in the world. Right now, for the record, I've got Gen G best in the world, but that was unbelievable what we just saw from Exotic. I think it'd be very difficult
to not, given the run that Gen G is on. But if you're Karmine Corp, you want to take that record off them, keep doing what you're doing here, match them domestically, and then beat them internationally. That is for the future. For BDS, it's all about the now. And right now, they have to win this series. Oh, and that demo's not going to help. Who's first to it? It will be extra. But this is not the player they want to see. Itachi has won everything. The recovery game he has had from those walls has been ridiculous, and it keeps catching BDS out. Vatira looking for top bins, and he's going to find them.
It's pretty simple for Vatira. Just beats extra to the ball, dodges the demo, flicks it over Seiko, and gets it into the top corner with perfection. 1v2 outplay by the Talisman. He wanted a 4-0. He wants another grand final. It looks like he's going to get both of those things at this rate.
Did he want it, or was he just spoiling the result for us?
He hasn't read the script. Vatira writes the script.
Definitely imagine any script that Vatira doesn't like, it is going to get ripped up. The only one that he likes is Karmine Corp wins at the very end, and wins in dominant fashion. That has been what they've been doing. If this result does stick, then we would go into tomorrow with G1 having all the pressure on them. They would be the team that would have the most to create. Should they win their semi-final matchup, they would automatically qualify as the 5th team for Europe. If they were to lose, then we had a three-way tie, Johnny, and that would be quite the way to end off the European split. We don't get these in Europe. Oh,
it would be the first tiebreaker for a major spot in the European region since the Open format has begun. So that would be incredibly exciting. It's currently a three-way tie, but G1 absolutely want BDS to lose this. I'm sure that there's some part of Mark by 8's brain that's saying, nah, you want BDS to win. You want to beat them in the grand final, get the ultimate revenge, eliminate them yourself. But I think truthfully, they're all going to be thinking it would be nice if Karmine Corp beats them
is that
for
in?
us. Yeah, it should be fine, but I mean, that's just a very small win there for BDS, and overall a series so far that's been mostly losses. And they're somewhat stable at the moment. Not so many double commits and panic moments, but I feel like the threat has just gone from their game at the same time.
Yeah, they've stabilized, but this isn't the part where you're worried about. It's the part where they are going to have to chase this game. And once we get there, then the double commits come in. It has been a feature more than a bug when it comes to their gameplay this split. And for this season... Oh, straight into the path of Itachi, puts it on net. Not really going to test Monkey Moon all too much, but it is more time waste off the clock. Half the game gone here already. Ball played into the midfield. Vatira with Exotic waiting. Itachi can also try and put some pressure down. Karmine Corp playing a little bit more defensively sound here. They don't want to overcommit as they see the pass back down to Seiko. Oh, that had to be on target. Just couldn't get over the ball.
That's a great try, though, from BDS. Speed in the air from Monkey Moon. Looking for the passing option as well. Great vision, but it was a bit of an awkward shot for Seiko. Couldn't get it on target. Couldn't get it back middle either. There's definitely a little glimmer of hope, though, for BDS. It's not... looking too good on this play, though. Seiko with, well, flying past him again. Karmine Corp weren't ready for that, but they don't have to be. They're sitting quite pretty on a one-goal lead.
Close down the line. Itachi happy to take control of this ball, although he does put it back into the path of Monkey Moon. Extra. Is that awkward? No, it is not. Exotic happy to get rid of it. Give him that half volley bounce and he will just lever it every time, although off the demo. Seiko's first touch just let him down. He still tries to recover it. But that is not going to happen. We break away to the opposite side of the field. Vatira, good read from him. He's got Exotic, but he also might go by himself. And that is well played. Just too many cards to get through.
Yeah, great save by Seiko. He's keeping this game critically close, but another monster
was
clear.
Not available. Stop going there.
It's not a real way through, is it, with Exotic just sitting all the way up at ceiling height, half volleying the ball back into the BDS half. BDS trying to make the team plays happen. Now Monkey Moon with the mind game offloads. He's past two. Where's the help? Just looks like help's arriving more quickly for Karmine Corp than it is for BDS.
Considering that help was just previously involved in the play, that is a little bit worrying. Vatira is still down the line. Extra's had to do a lot of demo avoidance in this game as well. He's done well with it. But it's also not something that he wishes he had to do well at, especially in a game that he is currently chasing. Exotic has been beat. Oh, that minute!
What?
Well, I know Exotic has been automatic in these positions, but maybe too much trust.
Oh, it was Vatira thought Exotic got a piece of the ball there. He actually turned upfield. He must have expected Exotic to have a touch because he's getting ready to follow up on the left side of the pitch, but Exotic couldn't make contact. Extra walks right past him. It's not over yet for BDS.
BDS have been getting looks in that you wouldn't expect to see, although Vatira delays. And now it's a chase back to the blue side of the field. Vatira should win that pretty handily. Have they got one more shot at this? Ceiling reset goes low. Again, well played by Extra, who has kept his team in it defensively. Now they need to find something offensive in order to get game number 3.
Oh, it's a risky position straight off the goal from Karmine Corp. Exotic handles it brilliantly. I think BDS, they have passed the ball a little bit and they've gone for physical plays every now and then. They've gone for 50-50s every now and then, but generally they are going to boom the ball around. That seems like their play style, and Karmine Corp know that. Oh, this is on the goal line, though. It somehow stays out. Surely Extra. No, denied by Itachi. Oh, they're so close. But really, just never going to go through the last man, who's perfectly goal side. Great save by Itachi at the near post.
Still a good spell here from BDS. This has to result in the goal for them. Those best of 7 reverse sweeps, they just do not happen. Extra off the wall. Can he get there first? He has done well. Itachi does cover. The follow-up has always been first from Karmine Corp. But also for Karmine Corp, they've been not as clean as ever. There's been a couple of goals that they've conceded that really should not have happened, although that is wasteful from Extra straight into the path of Itachi.
You know, we called last game potentially a must-win. This one absolutely is. Oh, they're on the ropes. The near post to the rescue for BDS. Boost is at a premium. Seiko's out of the game. Monkey Moon just trying to pick up pads. Extra makes the key touch. That gave Monkey Moon enough time to circle around, grab like 40 or so boost, make the clear ball. And now a chance for Seiko, double into the corner. No surprise there. Karmine Corp more than ready for it. Well, you know, we mentioned earlier, Karmine Corp don't make a lot of mistakes. They maybe made a couple of half mistakes. Definitely a big one in this game from Vatira, but BDS probably in the mindset that they're going to need to earn this win if it will be theirs in the first place.
Seiko. Why? Why on earth is Vatira even going? But he's still got a piece of it. And I feel like BDS will very much be saying the same thing. Karmine Corp are just going for the ball and often winning, although that one's not gone for them. Extra does land very late. Monkey Moon holding the midfield. First touch, back to himself. Will he go all the way? Just too many blue cards to get through. BDS starting to probe for it, though. Monkey Moon has to turn, has to get a good hit on this ball as well, otherwise his team's not going to get back in time. Extra did turn a second one, and that was not the decision to make.
Exotic dunks on Monkey Moon's touch, beats Extra to the ball, and then with a quick look behind him, knew that there was no chance that anyone could stop his open net rebound. It has just been a heartbreaking series for BDS, so close on many occasions, but Karmine Corp are doing what Vatira said they were going to do. 4-0 looks likely. Timeout already used for BDS. Down by 3 games. It's hard enough to win from this position, just in any situation, but this has to be the hardest reverse sweep on paper. A reverse sweep against the undefeated Karmine Corp. They have not lost in the quarterfinals all season. Have not lost in the semifinals all season. And yeah, BDS have to do it just to save their season. It just, I don't know how they're ever going to think of a way to do this. This is a mental challenge of epic proportions.
This would be something that you add to the legacy of BDS should this come through. This is a season changer if they go and win this one. But for the time being, we can only base it on what we have seen. And what we have seen is, whilst BDS have been in the fight, the majority of the goals they are scoring are because of Karmine Corp, not because of BDS.
Yeah, I think they maybe gravitated a bit too much towards just hitting the ball instead of controlling the ball, hitting the ball away from themselves. I mean, clearly seen there by Monkey Moon's fake flip reset into just a direct air dribble. He faked the flip reset when he had a solo play in the air in overtime and just took a shot clean out of the air. That's what they're preferring to do. Oh, great save there by Seiko. Exotic tried to shoot it under him. Seiko with a good read on that position. Now Itachi's trying to fake it under them. BDS got to look out with their pre-jumps. Karmine Corp make their intentions pretty clear.
And that boost toll is now going to be important to keep up on. Been stuck here for a little while now. Seiko tasked with trying to get rid of it. He ran out of boost, so instead lays it over to Extra. Not a best first touch from Vatira, but he has got support. Doesn't want it. Wants to go the entire way by himself. Challenge on the goal line. Far too strong as Exotic fakes out the turn, and he's right for it. Monkey Moon's actually back.
Monkey Moon might have been thinking about a pop bump and air dribble bump there. Instead, he's the one getting bumped and demoed out of the air clean. That's one way to stop it. Just demo the player before they can demo your goalkeeper. I think that was the clear option there for Monkey Moon. A little pop on target and a demo on the goalie. It's easily the best play, I reckon, but he just wasn't quite quick enough off the mark.
Oh, Monkey Moon double tap, and every single time Karmine Corp have got players available. The defensive recoveries are ridiculous. You just think you've got a bit of time. Heck, Monkey Moon thought you had a bit of time for a pop and demo. It's just not the case. They're always around, although that's a miss. Extra goes for the shot. And that was not going to find its way in. 2 minutes played here. Exotic wants time to find the top bin. It's just so it's easy for him as well. That's annoying.
Okay, the
wow.
BDS are going to
Good
score
job.
one here. That's good stuff for them because it's easy to get frustrated in positions like this where it's so difficult to score. Every time that they get a press forward, it just seems like the KC defenders are pulling out world-class save after world-class save. The Vatira dodge in the demo and the previous push from BDS to then save the shot was just unbelievable. How has he managed that? But BDS find a way through with the pass. Is this the start of something? Is this the start of the impossible comeback? Oh!
Brilliant save by Extra. And Monkey Moon, quick rotation around. Keep that pressure on. You would not imagine KC to go an entire game here without scoring. It'll be very risky to settle on this 1-goal lead as Itachi. Well, there you are. BDS have got to go and get another one.
It's just Exotic to himself. Little double middle. And then Monkey Moon expecting a high shot. Gets caught by the low shot of Itachi. And it's been a low 50 kind of low shot game for Karmine Corp. They're reading BDS exceptionally well. It's just one of the problems that you run into when you play against a team like KC. I mean, they start strong and then they just get better and better. It seems like they adapt to their opponents more. Their opponents can adapt to them. It's a tough position for Extra. He's just trying not to own goal there more than anything else, but luckily it has bounced clear. All to do again for BDS.
Double commit, double the power. Maybe even able to create something. That has been the corners that have really worked out for KC. I'd love to see just a heat map of where these assists and goals have been taken from, because I think almost all of them have been, all right, challenge in the corner, recover, set up, goal. As Vatira looks for the backboard yet again. Although, Atachi kind of just gave that one away. Exotic back into his own corner. Buys himself some time. Gonna go around the world. So for BDS, what have you got? That's not necessarily the best way to start this. There's a long, long road. It's looking really far away.
And it's actually there just showing how much you can do with very little boost. Like just forcing BDS to lose control, getting the ball to bounce out wildly into the middle so one of his teammates who does have boost can make a play. I mean, that's why the clean rotation back post isn't always what you want to go for. If you can make a play on the ball, you can cause some disruption with absolutely no boost at your disposal. Let your teammates who do have boost follow up, and you're probably going to benefit from that. And Karmine Corp are doing that brilliantly in this game. All that said, we're still tied. BDS have kept these games close, and they're going to break the deadlock as well. It's another pass in field, and this time Monkey Moon is the one to score it.
What a shot from Monkey Moon. What a read, considering where that bounced from. That little change up in the angle on that corner is so, so difficult to get right. Yeah, Monkey Moon, no hesitation, already knew where that was going to end up. 47 seconds. BDS looking to add another one. Okay.
Well. It's definitely the start of the comeback now. Monkey Moon's pace has been 10 out of 10 all series. Finally, it's starting to surprise Karmine Corp. He quick up aerial, completely leaving Vatira in the dust for the second goal. Now quickly centers. They can't be conceding like this. There's just no way that they concede like this. They just don't want it to be easy, do they?
I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing for that one. It was 40 seconds. Just don't concede 2. If you're going to concede it with like 4 seconds left or something. Oh, and they've lost possession of the ball as well here. Exotic sees the early challenge from Monkey Moon. Correct decision from him. Now Itachi in the corner. Vatira back up. Exotic's also up, so that means Vatira's going to have to try and set something up by himself. Itachi sticking around. Pass to Monkey Moon. Exotic takes back control of the ball. Can they get another one? Seiko! Oh my goodness, gets away.
That's a save by Exotic. Somehow deflecting the ball into the post. It was destined for the top corner. But BDS have done enough earlier in the game. Monkey Moon will make absolutely sure that they do not get swept today. That's step one. And it was overall a very impressive game from BDS. Clean out plays starting to work. Looks like the Monkey Moon 2v2 grind, getting the world record into his MMR, has definitely got him mechanically ready for this matchup. He's looked very, very quick to the ball. I don't know if they could do that 4 times. I don't think they can. I don't believe it. You know, I guess I'm supposed to be the one telling all of you, no, keep watching. BDS can reverse sweep. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's really hard to imagine. If they can pull it off, it will be one of the most unbelievable comebacks in Rocket League history, and that's not even a slight exaggeration.
Listen, the things that we talk about for years and years after it are not necessarily the things that we expected to happen or necessarily went out of our way to say, oh, this is definitely going to happen. If BDS pull this off, I'll put it into real context. It is something we will talk about for years, especially if this is the result that they get and it starts to turn their season around. And we do talk about moments in matches, Johnny. We talk about moments in seasons as well that really define some of the rosters that we go on to see. This would be that defining moment, and what a time to go and get it with enough time left in the season to make everybody a believer. And maybe the worst thing ever for every other European team would be a thriving BDS back on the scene.
I mean, they just have to believe at this point. There's no other option than pure confidence. They have to believe that it's scripted in their favor. They have to believe that it is just destiny to reverse sweep Karmine Corp here. If they don't believe it fully, it's not going to happen. It's actually part of what made Vatira such a great player. You know, even down by a goal with mere seconds left on LAN many times, he still fully believed that they were going to win, and that belief clearly produced the result to make him one of the best players of last season and still of this season as well. That's the confidence and the belief BDS have been missing. It's what they need most right now in this still dire situation.
Oh, got this just in from our statsman Direct. Karmine Corp have been reverse swept twice this split, both in best of 5s. Yeah, I can't imagine that's necessarily happened in a best of 7. BDS's last reverse sweep was in Season X against Galaxy Racer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that's the bottom corner. The reason why that was the last reverse sweep they got is because the BDS that I know and love didn't need to reverse sweep teams.
Yeah, they never started slowly. They're not a slow team out of the gates historically, so they didn't have many opportunities to reverse sweep. So not a surprising stat there, but maybe some hope for BDS fans and for BDS is that Karmine Corp were reverse swept in the group stage of this very event by Solary. Oh, what is this? Hold on a second here. Exotic dunked on this one. I mean, I don't think Seiko's even made a bad decision here. He's in a 1v2. Oh, he might have, yeah, he didn't make a bad decision, but he's executed it poorly. He's trying to roll with the ball, make sure that he gets a follow-up touch, but he accidentally hits it away from himself. Doesn't get a follow-up touch, and that's the lead gone.
Feels like if you had something like this happening in a movie, that last game would happen, and then the epic music would start playing. You'd see goal after goal from BDS as they set themselves back into this series. But the way BDS have been playing, they don't like that music. They just have it like the zip away, and there you go, yet another one. It's not going to be easy because BDS won't make it easy on themselves.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty risky commit there from Extra. Monkey Moon pretty out of the game. Extra as second man. Just going for, I think, at best a 50-50 in offense. Never a good trade, especially on a tie game. For the reason you just saw, you don't want to leave your third man isolated. These days, pros will outplay him. Still a lot of time left for BDS. They are getting consecutive chances to go up close and personal with the Karmine Corp net, which, albeit promising, is a small thing to write home about. Oh, great pass. Extra launches it on net, but it's straight down the middle. You prioritize power. The accuracy was lacking.
Exotic in the challenge with Monkey Moon. Extra has the ball yet again. And as far as Itachi. Seiko off the infield. Those infield passes had a little bit of success at the start of this series. Not quite so much anymore. As Karmine Corp have got them red, so the infield hasn't worked. Exotic has been camping up on that backboard. What else can BDS do when it comes to breaking this team down? Well, you look towards their names, you look towards the individual brilliance. Maybe that can be something for them. The way that KC are defending, so difficult just to lock them down. They're so slippery, although Extra has found a way, and that's not far off.
Well, Extra's coming to life in this game. BDS still denied time and time again by the just solid wall. It's appropriately named the blue wall of Karmine Corp's defense. Exotic has played one of his best series today. What a terrible day for BDS to run into the best version of Exotic when Itachi is probably MVP of the split. Vatira is probably the best player in the world. Now you've got Exotic priming. I mean, what do you do? It's the cards are stacked against them. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Extra clears. Again, only as far as Exotic. Vatira. What, if I find his teammate in Extra almost found that on the half rotation. If he did catch it, there wouldn't have been anybody back. Karmine Corp need to not give away anything silly here, which they have had a few occasions of doing, although that is such a good save. Vatira was primed and ready, and now Seiko looking for the counter-attack. Goes straight down the pipe. Vatira's first touch, not amazing. It's going to be on the follow-up, and Itachi's got him covered. Vatira happy to just carry the ball away. Who wants to go and challenge him? He'll still get at least a 1-for-1. And these exchanges keep going Casey's way. 1 minute left.
Oh, that was almost a good chance there for BDS. Monkey Moon looking to catch up to the ball and dunk on Vatira, the last man. Vatira beats him to it. You know, at some point here, BDS will have to just go completely all in. We might end up with a 2, maybe 3 goal loss for them. It doesn't look like Karmine Corp are interested in conceding. Well, that's a bad clear, though, but Itachi's all over it. Anytime the ball spills out to the middle, Karmine Corp have someone there. This is almost a done deal. Vatira stops Monkey Moon's air dribble before it can even get started.
I cannot remember the last time I saw a clean BDS win on a challenge. It just has not happened. Now the sands of time have gone away from them. This has to be their moment if they're going to keep the dream alive, but Itachi takes even more of it away. Vatira, reset, tries to bump Monkey Moon. He got a piece of him. Seiko back up, Itachi far too quick. And now it's time to go coast to coast with Exotic still putting that pressure on. Monkey Moon keeps the ball in the air. Vatira back up. Is this just going to be the end of it? Oh, Seiko tried to wait. He does keep the ball alive.
That's a great save there from BDS. I mean, just to get the ball airborne is about all you can ask for, but it's not going to bounce upwards. Karmine Corp end BDS Winter Split and do incredible damage to their season.